All right, welcome back to the Health Engineer Show. I'm Clint Fuqua, the Health Engineer, right here on the OBBM Business Media Network. I got a question for you. Have you seen that shark meme where you got the shark and it's the whole, everybody's worried about Mondays. Sharks don't ever worry about Mondays because they're sharks. They're out, they're biting stuff, reminding people that they're sharks. Have you seen this? I know you have. It's been everywhere. I love it because I love Shark Week. And today we're actually going to talk about a little bit of shark theory and shark mentality. How that works, how it works for you, what that really is, which is you're not snapping at stuff all the time. You're looking for opportunities. Your eyes are always open. You're looking for things. And this right now, at this point in time in your life, that's the best way to get through all the craziness that's going on, because there's a lot of it. So you have to be aware of what's going on around you while you're swimming around, going forward, never stopping. And then you start looking for opportunities. Where's that seal? Where's that fish? Where's that thing that's gonna help sustain me, keep me moving forward in my life? We're gonna look at that with the opportunity engineer that I have on with me today. That's right, there's an opportunity engineer. There's a health engineer. This is awesome. I've known this guy for years, back before I had the gray. So we're gonna talk about some shark theory. We're gonna talk about the science of opportunity, how to take that into your life and into your business, and what it's going to do for your health, because this is all about living a healthy life of opportunity, and that's how you keep on moving forward in life.
Clint Fuqua is the health engineer, dishing up healthcare reform through personal responsibility in the areas of nutrition, discipline, and fitness. Clint cuts through misunderstood health theory with over 35 years of practical results. Start taking control of your health today with The Health Engineer. Here's your host, Clint Fuqua.
All right, we're back. The Health Engineer Show right here on OBBM Business Media Network. I'm Clint Fuqua, the Health Engineer, and this is Baylor Barbee. He's the Opportunity Engineer. That's right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. We've known each other for
14, 15 years. It's been a while.
Gray hair. He's known me since before I had the grays.
That's why you got to shave it and they don't know.
Yeah, no, he's always had that. So, but I wanted to bring you on because right now there's all kinds of stuff going on for everybody. Everything's in turmoil. I know you were talking about this earlier with your own business and speaking to companies about this. But we've had shutdowns, we've had all kinds of stuff. Right now, everybody's looking at what do I do? How do I survive? And you've got shark theory, which you came up with not too long ago, which we'll give the story about that, which is really cool. But previously, in a former life, back when we first met, it was around a supplement company, and you were like our wordsmith.
Right.
Because for all of our advertising stuff, like you were writing a lot of our script.
Right. I mean, I tried to parlay that. I think the biggest thing what people don't understand is, things are hectic right now. You can sit there and look at all the boats being burned, businesses failing, or you can sit there and ask yourself, like, what do I do well? Right? Mm-hmm. Because and everybody does something good, like it can be the most random thing in the world, but I've started to understand if you can take that one thing you do well and frame it as essential, you're going to be okay, no matter what. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Louvre and seen the Mona Lisa. Like, it's in a room by itself. The Mona Lisa is super small.
Not yet, because I'm not a world traveler like you. So.
the Mona Lisa is super small, but it's in this great frame. And because it's in this grandioso room and a velvet rope, it gives it more like, wow, this is amazing. I think you do the same thing with whatever skill you are. And especially this year, and that's what I've done. It's like, okay, you're good with words, so why don't we just double down on words? Let me frame them as essential. Let me frame it so that everybody knows, like, hey, I'm the Mona Lisa of words. Mm-hmm. And I think whether it's health or you're a lawyer or a teacher, be the Mona Lisa of whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to be okay.
Oh yeah, because whatever that thing is, somebody's going to need that, and usually a lot of somebody's will need that, and often don't know it. If you don't realize that, well, that's why we have iPhones, because Apple said, nobody knows about these things. They're all going to want one of these. We're going to create it before there is one. Right.
And I think some people have the problem because they think, well, the thing I'm good at is stupid. If you think about it, somebody took a piece of metal, bent it 3 ways, called it a paperclip, and now like billions of them are sold to you. So like literally, whatever it is you're good at, somebody needs that if you make it important enough. But if you're hiding behind it, like, I don't know if nobody needs that.
Yeah. So let's talk about shark theory and how you came up with this.
Okay. So Shark Theory is my podcast and platform. I do a lot of corporate speaking, and everybody was like, I just wish I was a shark. I just wish I was just a go-getter and just, really going after it. And one day I was sitting in the Dallas Aquarium and I was just watching the sharks. And I was like, you know what? Sharks aren't just sprinting around doing everything. Come feeding time, they're not running around just chasing everything like a lot of people do right now. It's like, it's a pandemic, I need to run, I'm gonna get any opportunity I can. Sharks have to move forward because of the way that their gills oxygenate, so they have to move forward, but they're patient. So the whole concept behind Shark Theory was, what if we were people who were patiently progressive, focused on exactly what we want, that seal, that great opportunity, that dream job, that person. I'm not saying go eat Mr. or Mrs. Right, but find what it is you want and then put everything we have into that. I think what happened, especially early during the pandemic, so many people were just chasing everything they could that by the time that great opportunity came, they had no more energy. They had nothing left to give. And so what I want is, like I said, a patiently progressive person who is hyper-focused on exactly what they want and ignoring all the little fish that go in and out.
Occasionally, if you're lucky shark, you might go up to catch a seal, and Shark Week is there, and you turn into Air Jaws for the year.
There you go. And then you're an influencer shark, They haven't had one of those social media sensation sharks. So that's just what I encourage people to do. I think a lot of us, especially during these pandemic times, is slow down. Like, move forward, don't stop.
Yeah.
But we have to slow down and evaluate. And that was the thing I had to do in March. I think in a 72-hour span, I had 17 different speaking engagements canceled. We need to figure out now, what do we really want? Because with everything slowing down, it's a perfect time to figure out what that is. So I think if you start to reframe your situation and quit looking at these fear words of pandemic and this and that, figure out, like, okay, this is time to slow down. What do I want? And it's probably moving slow too. I can actually catch it faster.
Yes, because everything stops.
Everything stopped. And so it's perfect for those of us that aren't stopping.
Yeah, and so there's not even a theory, this is just a reality. There's gonna be more millionaires and billionaires that come out of this because things have never been created before. They're being created because of all this stuff going on. And in the next 5 years, you're gonna see companies that could maybe even eclipse Amazon. Right,
and I think, one of my favorite quotes, I love the Batman movies, the Dark Knight, and the Joker had a quote in there. He said, what I love about chaos is it makes everything fair. And I think that's such a good concept because right now you're seeing people who've always, the boats have been rocked and we're seeing who can really swim. And those of us that are succeeding and those that succeed are people that even if they can't swim before, learning how. I'm seeing so many people who looked good on the outside fold. It's the same thing like when I tell people all the time in my deals, you learn to run your race in life because if we look at the appearance of what everybody else has or is doing, you don't realize like when they're about to stop, when they're running out of gas. I remember this one guy ran by me one time, he looked like a Greek god. I was trying to run up and keep up with him just for the picture. So I was like, I can lie on Instagram and I'm chasing, he's like, this is tough. I was like, yeah, I know. He's like, I'm not gonna make it. And we're in this marathon and we're a long ways to go. I was like, yeah, I feel you. He's like, I quit. And he stops and walks off. And I was out of breath and tired because I was chasing the appearance of what I thought was success or what it should look like instead of just running my race.
Yeah, we were talking about that with like the influencers out there. A lot of the Instagram influencers that just, they're chiseled, they look awesome. And then the pandemic took a lot of them and, they're not anymore. And some of them are starting to show pictures of going, because they got completely off track.
Right.
And lost a lot of stuff.
This shows, I think, I've loved 2020. I've loved that it's exposed what's really, I've known you for 15 years. You're the guy that's always eating the steel cut oatmeal. You're always doing everything by the book, no cheat meals, and you're still doing that.
Yeah.
And I think those of people that are consistent, I think, if anything, 2020 has showed us who really is about what they said they were about. It's given a litmus test to all professions, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick little break for the sponsors. Please check them out. We're gonna come back, we're gonna talk about the science of opportunity with the Opportunity Engineer.
You're watching The Health Engineer. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Introducing IV Hookup.
IV treatments have been the standard of care used for years to deliver intravenous hydration treatment to patients. Our medical director has created a safe, industry-standard protocol to efficiently support your wellness through IV vitamin hydration. including options for athletic performance, mood enhancement, general wellness, and hangover recovery. IV Hookup now offers full spectrum COVID-19 testing at reasonable prices. This means we can get you and your staff tested in a quick time frame. Are you hosting a group event? We can provide a customized package for IV treatment and COVID testing as well. IV Hookup is everything you need to both stay healthy and to prove it.
Go to ivhookup.com to order yours, and we'll bring it right to you. That's ivhookup.com. Strong business has always been the clear economic indicator. Work Suites in Allen, Texas is just one of 18 locations in DFW and Houston that support your necessary transitions with full service and affordable workspaces for upgrading or downsizing your current workload. You need to be focused on growth. Trust the office experts and helpful staff at Work Suites to take care of everything else, from dedicated phone lines and internet to furnished executive and co-working spaces. The OBBM Network has tripled our business in the short months we've been with Work Suites and encourages you to step out boldly, make the tough decisions, and get back to work your way. Your nation depends on it. The OBBM Network acknowledges that this is a pivotal time in history, and it is clear the United States of America has been undermined by many of our elected officials for some time now. We want our local business audience to stand strong in the face of what we now understand, and to be empowered to grow our businesses on the local level beyond the limitations that have been imposed upon us. We believe it is in our national interest to inspire our communities through strong economic development, and additionally to hold our elected officials accountable for accurate representation of we the people. For that reason, we encourage you to go to WeStandForFreedom.com to learn about the National Write Your Congressman organization that has been the trusted communication tool for local communities for over 60 years. Learn how your representatives are voting. Understand the laws and regulations under consideration on the state and federal level before they are enacted at the county and city levels. Communicate directly with these officials and stand up for yourself, for by doing so, you will protect the communities you serve from tyrannical rule and unconstitutional reforms. The OBBM Network is the premier voice for local business, and we take that responsibility seriously. The OBBM Network has everything you need to grow and transition your business for success on popular syndicated podcast networks, Roku and other video channels, and the OBBM Network app. We work for you, local business, and we've got your back.
All right, we're back. Clint Fuqua, the health engineer, right here with Baylor Barbee, the opportunity engineer. And so we're going to talk about the science of opportunity, and we're bringing in a little bit of your past too, because, well, Baylor went to Baylor.
I did. Baylor from Baylor.
Yeah.
That's what I hear all the time.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Yeah, I went to Baylor, got out of Baylor, never had a real job, but just speaking and being around people, one thing I always hear, and in all the Q&As and things like that, is I just wish I had an opportunity. I just need an opportunity. We all want it, we all need it, we all think we deserve it, but and a lot of people, they work hard to try to get skills that'll give them opportunity, but I'm more of a what's the shortest distance between 2 points? Mm-hmm. Let's make opportunity a hard skill. How do we make our opportunity finder something strong? And so I developed this, this newest book. It's called Opportunity Engineer, Building the Life You Want with the Tools You Have. Because I do believe you have everything you need to get at least to the next level. And basically a short process was we have to learn to ask ourselves the hard questions. You see elephants, if you've ever been backstage at a circus, elephants have they're not in cages, they have a little just rope around their foot. Tiny. And you're like, why is that? Why don't they walk away? It's because when they were little, they put that same rope around their deal, same stake in the ground, elephant couldn't pull away, and after a while, it just gave up, thinking anytime this rope's here, and it didn't realize I'm bigger and stronger now. But you think about our lives, how many times we gave up on something because it didn't work then, but we know so much more now, we're stronger now, and if we would go revisit some of those things. And so when you start asking yourself those questions, what have I given up on because I couldn't do it then, right? Mm-hmm. And then we start moving to this phase of shifting and to start seeing opportunity. Okay, well, what could I be? You have to have this, you have to be able to see the mountaintop, or at least know that it's out there, in order to start moving forward. And after that, we start to sharpen our skill set. And I think how I found that I was I was out hiking. I was in Colorado, and on the sides of these cliffs, there's these mountain goats. I mean, these are like vertical cliffs.
Oh yeah, and they just sit
and they're
there.
just chilling. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. What are they doing? What if they fall? And it's because I don't know what the mountain goat's made of. See, mountain goats know what they're made of. They know their foundation, right? They know that with their hooves, they only need 2 inches of space. The rest of the world's looking at them saying, man, this is crazy. They're saying, this is where I'm safe. Nobody can get me, right?
Exactly.
And so I was just like, wow, if we could look at our own foundation, like we talked about a minute ago, if I could see what is it that I'm made of, what makes me different when the rest of the world calls me crazy, I'm like, you don't understand what I can do, right? And so when we learn to ask, shift, and then start sharpening our skill set, double down on our own strengths, and you have like one of two options now. You can find opportunities, things that are there, because if you know what you're good at, like me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna write and talk, let me find microphones and pens, it gets easy to do that. But I think what the pandemic especially allowed us to do is to create our own opportunities, meaning a lot of times I think people look too hard. It has to look a certain way. I think my favorite example is like in the 1840s, this guy, Sam Brannan, the California gold rush started. Everybody's sprinting out there saying, I need to find gold. And he had the only store between San Francisco and the California gold mine. So while everybody else is panning for gold, he's like, I'm just going to sell picks and shovels.
He's selling all the stuff
to the gold miners.
Yeah.
So a lot of times opportunity, especially now, is just stopping short of where you think it needs to be. He became the first millionaire of the California gold rush, the first multi-millionaire in California, all because he stopped short. But he saw the opportunity. And that's what I want people to do, is just learn to ask yourself questions, shift your mindset, sharpen your skills, and learn to find or create opportunity.
Yeah. And there's also pushing yourself. So like you getting into marathons was never a thing that you planned on doing. Now you're venturing into the ultra marathon stuff.
Yeah, I got into marathons by accident because I was eating those fudge stuffed Oreos on the couch one day and was watching the New York City Marathon, tweeting, talking big, oh yeah, next marathon comes through Dallas, I'm gonna do it. Outpouring of tweets. Oh, you're gonna enter the marathon in 3 weeks. I was like, what?
Careful with your tweets, people.
But
you'll get called out.
Literally. And I'm like, there's no 3-week couch to marathon training plan, but I think sometimes in life it is good to say those ridiculous things with accountability from people and then go do them. It was a terrible, they were taking stuff down by the time I crossed the finish line. But when I crossed the finish line, they said, you're a marathon finisher. And that's all that matters in life. And so now, I'm trying to do I'm training for this 50-mile race, and it's people like, you must love running. Hate running. But I learned that if you can get good and disciplined at things you hate, how much better mentally will you be at things that you love? So I'm a big advocate of pushing yourself so far outside of your comfort zone that you have to take it all in. And kind of like when you travel somewhere for the first time, you're looking at everything, you're aware. And when you get used to the route, you forget. And I think so many of us
you're just used to it. You get comfortable. You're in that comfort zone of, I go on the plane, I get off, I go here, I get my ride, and you're not a tourist anymore where you're going. Nothing's new and exciting. It's just we're
and
here.
You miss out, on the fact that there's still so much life, so much opportunity, so much great things. And I'm a big believer, and I tell people all the time, right now, get out of what it is you normally do, and you will see the world completely different.
Yeah. Plus, you'll find other opportunities and stuff out there that will help you while you're there. Speaking of, we're going to get you hooked up with IV Hookup to help you out with it.
I can't wait, because I spend so much time wishing the IV person would come to me.
Yes, they will come to you. It's awesome. So, but it's things like that of you're out there, you find opportunities, you bump into somebody, and if you'll take the time to talk to them, they might have something there that'll help you out in that point in time to get you where you're going better and more effectively than you ever could by yourself.
Absolutely. And I was, for the longest time, I was so I got to do it by myself. And you learn to realize when you start looking at your life through an opportunity lens, I call them opportunity finders, is, okay, if I focus on what I'm good at and I look around, I no longer have to wait for this window of opportunity, which suggests right place, right time, somebody else deal. I now can build the opportunity window, which I get to control. And whether that's through people, whether it's through opportunities or places like that.
Yeah, and you got some cool new stuff coming up too. So
I do.
You got the new book, and I think you got a 90-day program that's coming up.
The book's out, and I'm about to launch this, call it the Mindset Mentorship. It's a 90-day mindset accelerator geared to help you. I don't want those long, be with me for 2 years. This is kind of like, you think about how lions work. You grow, they teach you the skills, teach you how to hunt, teach you how to, quiet your own mind, how to hunt, and then you got to go do it. And that'll be out soon. So
and sharks don't even get that. If they get born, they're just out.
They're gone.
Sharking around.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do, is help people really look inside themselves, see what they're made of, hone those skills, and let them go get it.
Very good. How does everybody get a hold of Mr. Baylor Barbee?
You can visit BaylorBarbee.com. It's at Baylor Barbee on literally every social media channel, and the daily podcast, Shark Theory, is on literally all podcast platforms.
All right, very good. Thank you for coming on. Great to catch up, because it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
See, it's bringing people together, even though things are not together.
Absolutely.
And also a big thank you out to the All Natural Healthy Cookie Company for keeping us sustained here and fed well, and also IV Hookup, which we're going to be hooking you up with
awesome.
pretty
Can't
soon
wait.
too. Thanks for joining me here. I'm Clint Fuqua, the health engineer, right here on the Offbeat Business Media Network. Check out the rest of our shows. You're going to love what we're doing for you.
The Health Engineer is produced by Offbeat Business Media for the OBBM Network and made possible through the generous support of sponsors and viewers like you. For program information, call 214-714-0495. The Health Engineer, Offbeat Business Media LLC, OBBM, Network trademarks, and all portions of this broadcast are produced for the exclusive use of the OBBM Network and affiliates, and may not be reproduced without written permission by Offbeat Business Media LLC. All inquiries are directed to call 214-714-0495.